This week on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. All right, so Jay-Z has finally come out and answered the Jay-Z question. Would you rather have $500,000 or have dinner with Jay-Z? And Jay-Z is 100% wrong. Do not take the $500,000. Take the dinner with Jay-Z.
There's something interesting online, Jay. I'd love to hear what you think about this. If you had a choice between getting paid $500,000 in cash or lunch with Jay-Z, which would you choose?
You gotta take the money. What I'm gonna say?
Only because people say, of course you take lunch with Jay-Z because the wisdom that you would get from him would be so beneficial to you. There would only be a matter. You would take the money?
Yeah.
All right, so let me tell you most people's mistake that they're making with this question. It's not the knowledge he's going to give you, because, how much knowledge is Jay-Z going to drop to you in whatever, an hour or an hour and a half dinner? But what you can do in that hour and an hour and a half dinner is make a friendship, make a link, make a contact, provide an opportunity for yourself to build something more with Jay-Z, and that is what's worth more than $500,000. Let me further explain. As you all well know by now, I'm an entrepreneur. I own Exclucity, which used to have 10 stores across Canada. It was a $100 million business. And let me tell you what I believe was the key element to help me grow and scale that business. So I also had a good relationship with my Nike rep. And one day, some of the big executives from Portland, which is Nike's headquarters, the big executives were in Montreal for a store tour. And so because I had a good relationship with my Nike rep, he's like, yo, I really want to bring you guys to Trent's store. Let me read to you a foreword from my book. And I'm not trying to plug my book, but let me read to you. This is a foreword from Will Shelby, okay, who was an executive in Portland. One of the things that he writes is, and he says, from the outside, he's talking about my store, okay? From the outside, it was not much, but we noted he had a customer and a trend source in a local secondary school right across the street. We weren't impressed with the store, but we were captivated by Trent, his energy, and what he was trying to do. And that, my friends, is the key to growing, scaling, or doing anything in life. I'm not saying it's the only key, but it's one of the main driving forces. Those executives that were at my store, and they were there for like 15 or 20 minutes, liked me. From that day when I met them, they invited me next to their big global summit that was happening in Vegas, where I met even more Nike executives. And I just had a little crappy store at the time, but they liked me. And through them liking me and building connections, I was able to build a $100 million brand from that. Now, yes, of course, I took, like Oprah always says, it's not about luck, it's about preparation and opportunity. I was prepared and I had the opportunity. So from that moment, I grew, I renovated my store. I started investing back in my store. I opened a second location, and because I knew I had that opportunity and I had that partnership. And a lot of people take that for granted. From that, I was able to grow a brand and build from that. So it's never really about the money, or never really only about the money is what I should say. So you taking a $500,000 check, but having no connections and knowing no people and not knowing what to do with it, then you're going to end up, if you were broke before, you're going to take that $500,000, and I guarantee you that you're going to be broke within the next year or 2 years because you have no connections. You have no people that have your back. You have no mentorship. So that's why for me, I'll always take a connection or a link or a relationship over money. Money is not going to do anything for you, man. You can get a loan from the bank for $500,000. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? But to be sitting down with Jay-Z at dinner and being able to speak to him about something that you're passionate about, or speak to him about something that you have a desire for, or that you feel that you solve the problem for, or something, and you could impress him with how you're thinking. Man, that is worth way more than $500,000. Man, I'd rather have a dinner with Jay-Z than to have $5 million. Forget $500,000. That's nothing. in the big globe of things, when you're talking about $1 billion company, especially when I do talks to young entrepreneurs, I always tell them, you got to have a bigger mindset. In business, the key thing is to have a global, large mindset. When entrepreneurs in the US are talking, when investors are looking at plans, they're thinking about, they want to see $1 billion plans. So $500,000 versus to have a connection with somebody like Jay-Z who can open any door for you if he sits down and believes in you, man, that's like a job interview being able to sit down with Jay-Z, man. You know, like, think about that. Like, anyways, I hope I'm getting my point across, man. Like, it's the opportunities in this world, and it's also relationships, man. My father taught me that at a young age, man. It's about your connections, and it's about who you know and the relationships, and about who believes in you. The Nike executives that came to my store did not like my store, but they believed in me. They believed in Trent, and they invested way more than cutting me a $500,000 check. They didn't invest money in me, but they invested in opportunity. I was able to expand my account. I was able to get exclusive releases. I was able to get support. I was able to get, their emails, their phone numbers, to call them, to ask them for advice, to ask them for more opportunities. I asked them if, to help me grow. Man, from being out in Vegas, I was able to get myself invited back to Nike World Headquarters in Portland. I visited there 2-3 times. I was actually on stage in Portland with one of their head designers, not Tinker, but there was a head designer after that. But that all came from that 15-minute meeting in my store. So, anyways, I hope that I'm getting my point across to you guys, is that money. You're going to need money, but money is easy to get, man. There's people out here that if you have a great idea, people will invest in you. There's banks, there's programs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Relationships, being personable, people liking you, is invaluable. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!